All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're looking at a completely new way to build a full-stack application from the ground up, using Google's new AI agents. We're talking about a real production-grade setup with advanced features, and the whole thing is free. But the craziest part? You're not going to write a single line of code.
I mean, really think about that question for a second. It almost sounds like a trick question, right? A powerful, scalable app, the kind of thing that usually takes a whole team of developers and a serious budget, but for $0. The answer here could honestly change everything for builders and creators out there.
And this is the real kicker. See, it's not just about saving money. It's about tearing down the biggest wall that stops most people from building their ideas. You don't have to be a professional coder anymore. Instead, you just tell the AI agents what to do, and they do all the heavy lifting. So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll meet the AI agents that are making this whole revolution possible. Then, we'll look at the complete free toolkit you'll need to pull this off. After that, we'll walk through the plan for a real project, watch the AIs actually build it, and finally, we'll check out the finished product. Okay, so at the very heart of this process, you've got two main AI agents from Google, and they work together almost like a perfectly seasoned developer team. Let's meet the stars of the show, Anti-Gravity and Stitch. You know, the best way to think about this is like hiring a two-person dream team. Stitch is your brilliant designer. You just describe what you want the app to look like, and boom, it generates the front end for you. Then you hand those designs over to Anti-Gravity. It's your project manager and your lead developer, all in one. It builds the back end, hooks up the database, and basically brings the whole thing to life. But here's the thing. Anti-Gravity and Stitch don't just work in a bubble. They're designed to plug into this really specific ecosystem of tools that are powerful, open source, and, this is the best part, have free tiers that are more than enough to get your project off the ground. So let's just run through the whole stack here. You've got your core AIs, Anti-Gravity and Stitch. They're free. For your database, you've got Tiger Data, which gives you something called Agentic Postgres, basically a database that's smart enough for an AI to talk to. It has a free tier. For logins and security, the open source Auth.js, payments, Stripe, and hosting, Vercel. Every single piece of this puzzle lets you get started for free. Now, it's really important to get what makes Anti-Gravity so different. This is not just another chatbot that spits out a few lines of code. It's an autonomous code agent. And what that means is it actually has agency. It can look at your project files, make edits, open up a terminal, and run commands. It can solve problems from start to finish without you holding its hand, just like a real human developer would. Okay, all that theory is great, but let's see what this looks like in the real world. We're going to follow along with the project to build a personal AI search engine. And you know, before a single piece of code gets generated by the AI, there's a really critical first step, the planning. And the goal here is pretty ambitious. This is not just some simple search box. The idea is to use an open source extension called BM25, which is a powerful algorithm for finding the most relevant results. And the really innovative part is that all of this happens inside the database. That means you don't need clunky, complex external search systems like Elasticsearch. So how do you make sure the AI builds what you want? Well, it's this three-step process right here. First, you switch Anti-Gravity into a special planning mode. Then you give it a super detailed prompt. You tell it the goal, the exact tech stack we just talked about, everything. And from that, it generates a strict step-by-step plan. Think of this plan as the AI's unbreakable set of rules. It has to follow them, which ensures it builds exactly what you had in mind. All right, the plan is locked in. Now it's time to let the agents do their thing. This is the moment where you basically stop working and the autonomous workflow takes over. You can just see the flow here. It's beautiful. First, you're the designer. You tell Stitch what you want the UI to look like, and it builds it. Then you quickly set up a free database with Tiger Data, and after that, you're pretty much just a supervisor. Anti-Gravity grabs the UI, connects to the database, and just starts working through the plan, step by step, even handling complex stuff like setting up that BM25 search extension all by itself. And this quote from the source material just perfectly captures how powerful this is. All that tedious work that developers hate, reading documentation, compiling code, manually configuring things, it's just handled. Anti-Gravity knows the plan and it just executes. It's a totally different way of thinking about how software gets built. So after all the designing, all the planning, and all that autonomous building, what do we actually end up with? Let's take a look at the final, fully working AI-powered app.
And the result is seriously impressive. I mean, this is not a toy. It's a feature-packed second brain. You can upload your files. It has AI summarization. You can log in with Google or GitHub. And it even has a live payment gateway through Stripe. And that advanced search has this cool ghost input feature that simulates what a user is typing to show off how good the search really is. Let's just zoom in on that search feature for a second, because it's really the heart of this whole thing. The old way of doing search is on the left. It's messy, you have your main database and a totally separate search system, and you're always worried about them getting out of sync. The Agentic Postgres way is just so much more elegant. All the search intelligence lives right inside the database. It's simpler and it's more powerful. So, what's our final verdict on all this? It's pretty clear. This combination of autonomous agents like anti-gravity and smart infrastructure like Tiger Data, it's not some concept for the future. It's here, today. You can actually build high-quality, complex apps without being a professional coder. It's a reality. And that really brings us to the most important question of all. The biggest barriers, cost and coding expertise, they've just been smashed. The tools are here, they're free to get started, and they are ready for your idea. The only question left is, what are you going to build?